The myth of the floating city. Luxury sells the idea of freedom. Not just a weekend away, but the ability to leave everything behind. To wake up where you want, when you want, with no one to tell you otherwise. A $500 million mega yacht is the ultimate version of that promise. From the air, it doesn't look like a boat. It looks like an island that decided to move. 10 stories of glass and steel cut through turquoise waters like a blade. Its decks wide enough to host a small village. But this isn't just design, it's theater. Every detail, the infinity pool cascading into the sea, the curved marble staircases, the glass elevators that rise like bubbles, is choreographed to provoke awe. The point isn't just to live well, the point is to be seen living beyond reach. And yet, behind that glimmering spectacle lies a paradox. A floating city that promises freedom, but is built entirely on exclusion. Who builds a dream like this? The sales pitch calls it handcrafted. Leather lounges stitched by Italian artisans, teak decks cut from forests sustainably sourced, custom chandeliers forged in small European studios. And parts of that are true. But a yacht like this isn't born in an artist's workshop. It's forged in the industrial belly of a shipyard, where hundreds of welders, electricians, engineers, and painters labor for years to assemble it piece by piece. It smells of metal and salt. Sparks fly as steel plates are welded together. Engines the size of small houses are lowered into cavernous hulls. These workers don't sip champagne when the yacht is christened. They don't step onto the glossy teak once it's polished. Their fingerprints are literally sanded away before delivery. The dream of effortlessness that this yacht sells is built on invisible effort, the kind that never makes it into the brochure. Engineered for excess. Beneath the mirrored surfaces and botanical gardens lies a machine designed to move mountains of luxury through the ocean. Twin hybrid engines churn with enough force to push 10,000 tons at 20 knots. Solar panels glint across the upper decks, and water treatment systems hum below, marketed as symbols of eco-conscious innovation. But call it what it is: efficiency designed to maximize indulgence. This yacht can cross an ocean without stopping for fuel. It can generate its own fresh water, enough to fill its infinity pools and spas while guests sip cocktails. It can stabilize itself so perfectly that a crystal glass of champagne won't ripple in a storm. Not because anyone needs these things, but because luxury isn't about solving problems. It's about creating the possibility of never having them. The theater of amenities. What does $500 million buy? A private cinema with soundproof walls, though most guests will stream movies on their tablets anyway. A hospital stocked for emergencies, though the nearest port could send help in hours. A submarine, for the rare days when a jet ski feels too ordinary. And then there's the floating garden, a climate-controlled biome that allows roses to bloom above coral reefs, their petals misted by automated sprayers timed to simulate dawn dew. Every feature sends the same message. Not only can we have it all, we can take it with us. Who gets to float? The myth of the floating city suggests that anyone could step aboard, as long as they can pay. But ownership of a vessel like this isn't just about wealth. It's about belonging to a micronation without borders, where entry is determined by power, lineage, and trust. Guests are flown in by helicopter, ushered through private tenders, their bags never scanned, their passports never stamped. To the outside world, the yacht is a mystery. To those inside, it's a bubble, a place where the rules of land no longer apply. And then there's the crew. 200 men and women live aboard, working in shifts so that every guest request feels effortless. Chefs who never taste the meals they cook. Dive instructors who prepare equipment they'll never use. Housekeepers who sleep in windowless cabins while ironing silk sheets for suites they'll never step inside. The yacht gives them proximity to luxury, but never access to it. The paradox of privacy. Mega yachts are sold on a single idea. You can disappear here. No paparazzi, no noise but the sea, no interruptions but the occasional dolphin cutting across your wake. And yet, these floating cities are designed to be seen. Drone shots circling their helipads. Instagram posts tagged from somewhere in the Indian Ocean. News headlines breathlessly speculating on which billionaire, royal, or celebrity is aboard. The paradox is the point. The yacht allows its owner to escape the world while reminding the world that they can. The ecological cost of a dream. Brochures glow with green promises, low-emission engines, smart waste management, solar-powered innovations. But sustainability on a mega yacht is a little like dieting with dessert. The raw materials mined to build it, the energy burned to move it, the coral reefs disturbed by anchors dropped for a better view. The floating city markets itself as a vision of the future, but often it's a future bought by burning through the present. The psychology of a billionaire's ocean. Why build something like this? Because luxury escalates. A mansion feels ordinary when everyone you know has one. A private jet seems small when you realize someone else owns a fleet. So the ocean becomes the next frontier. An endless canvas on which you can draw your ambition, a horizon you can buy and move with you. This isn't just a yacht, it's a declaration. I don't just live above the world, I sail past it. Redefining the floating city. But what if a floating city didn't have to be like this? What if it wasn't a fortress, but a platform for possibility? Not 50 suites for the few, but clean water and renewable energy for the many. Not engines roaring across oceans, but sails catching the wind. Technology designed to give back more than it takes. A mega yacht could be more than a monument to wealth. It could be a prototype for survival, a model for how humans might live with the ocean rather than in spite of it. The future we choose for now. The $500 million mega yacht sails on, its decks gleaming, its engines humming, its wake curling like a signature across the sea. It tells the oldest story luxury knows. To rise above, you must float apart. But stories can change. And maybe the most extraordinary thing a floating city could do isn't to disappear, but to connect. Because the ocean doesn't care how much you paid to be here. It doesn't know the difference between those on deck and those below. It swallows anchors, erases wakes, and keeps moving. With or without us.